Hi everyone, Jessica here from Paper Ink Stamp and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be revealing to you the brand new paper pad that is going to be available to purchase. This is an A4 paper pad. There are 16 prints in here and it's called Bold Flowers, and I've got the papers here to show you the actual designs of them themselves, and I'm absolutely in love with them. I really hope that you guys like them as well. So without further ado, let me reveal to you the new A4 paper pad called Bold Flowers. So here we have is 8 different designs. I'm going to show you them all individually in a second, but these colours are absolutely beautiful. I'm not even sure that the camera is really doing this justice. They are so bright and colourful. They're all ever so slightly different, sort of slightly different styles in here, and within the pack you are going to be getting 2 of each design. You're going to get a portrait and a landscape as well, so they'll be perfect for any projects that you've got in mind using A4 sheets of cardstock, so you're not going to have to worry too much about the direction of these. Some of them you can get away with having them go both ways, using them both ways, but it's things like the leaves and that that do kind of give it away just a little bit. So it's always nice to have at least, you know, 2 of each design so that you can, you know, use your favourite ones for different projects. And I thought then just having a landscape and portrait version would be a good idea. Hopefully you guys agree with that as well. So this is 180 GSM. Like I said, it's A4 in size. Now let me just go through all of these now individually. So all of these ones here are the portrait version. So this is the first one we've got. I absolutely love the colours. Again, I'm not 100% sure that the camera is doing it justice, just how beautiful these colours actually are. This one, for example, so again, the design is portrait, but you could absolutely use this in a landscape orientation as well, because the leaves on here do sort of make it a little more free for whichever way you want to use it, and it just means then you're getting 2 sheets of the patterned of paper, which I think is absolutely brilliant. So yeah, this is our very first design. We've got lovely bold colours in here. Then we've got this one. So again, they're all flowers, all of these really bold colours, but they are sort of very slightly different in the way that they have been drawn here. You've got some berries, some really nice shapes, and again, lots of colours in here to be able to match to your coloured cardstocks. Again, this one with the really lovely orange. This looks very much more like a painted style. Yeah, I absolutely love this one. It's one of my favourites. Then we've got this one here. So again, maybe slightly more neon, but again, just with those really bright, bold colours here. And yeah, again, just I think that they're just so beautiful. I absolutely love the colours. This one is a little more tamed down, but still with those bold colours as well. Yeah, I love this. Again, it's a slightly different style on here, but I just think they work so nicely together. This one I think is a little bit, reminds me a little bit more of like folk art, things like this. And also these would be really beautiful if you just put them in a frame and literally just use them as bits of artwork as well. I think it would work for both of those. This one here I absolutely love as well. I love that you've got more yellows and oranges in here, but you've got then that pop of blue in here as well. I just think they are all so lovely. And then the last one is something just a little different. Again, a completely different style, more about the different kind of shapes in here, a bit more abstract, but again, something that I just think makes a really cool piece of patterned paper. So they are all of the designs. Like I said, you're going to get 2 of each, one landscape, one portrait. They are 180 GSM and they are A4 in size. So they will be available over on my Etsy shop. I'm currently in the process of redoing my website as well, so that is down at the moment, unfortunately, but yeah, you will be able to purchase this over on my Etsy shop, and there will be a link in the description box down below. So for the rest of this video, we're going to do an A4 one sheet wonder. We're going to take one of these patterned papers, create some cards with it, just so you can really get an idea of, you know, how these papers are cut up, how they're going to look, because they're so beautiful just as they are, but I also think they're going to be really beautiful on cards as well. Okay, so I've got my paper trimmer. I've got this piece of patterned paper here, which I absolutely love. I think it's so beautiful, and we're going to cut this up to do, like I said, a one sheet wonder here. So let's get into cutting this piece down. It's so beautiful, you almost don't want to, but that is what our papers, our patterned papers, are for. We have to just cut into them. So the first cut we're going to do is going to be at 5.5 inches. And it cuts really nicely as well. So that's our first cut. Then we're going to cut this down to 3 inches. And then this piece here should be just over 3 inches, so it's 3 1/4. I'm actually just going to trim this down to be 3 inches. So that's those bits, and then we have this little bit of waste here. The hardest thing about using patterned paper is just cutting into it, making that very first cut. When it's done, you know, you just sort of go with it at that point, yeah, and just really start going to town with it, because they're so beautiful, and these cards are going to look really nice with this. So we're going to take our 5.5 inch, we're going to make 2 panels to go on the front of the card. So we're going to cut this at 3 1/2 inches. So that's one. And so what you could do is a little bit of selective editing here. So, you know, we've got this flower here. So if we just look, so we're going to cut it to 3 1/2. So we're pretty much going to get rid of that flower. So I'm actually going to turn it and keep this flower in here. So we're going to make that cut there. So that's going to be one of our card panels. And then we have this little strip here. So we can pop those to one side. Then, so we've got 3 inch pieces next. So for this one, we're going to cut at 4 inches. And we're going to cut at 4 inches again. Again, I'm going to do a little bit of selective editing. So I'm actually going to take a little bit of extra from the what was the top of this piece. So we've got these lovely panels there. And then we've got this little piece. So again, we're going to have just a few offcuts. If you can find somewhere to put them, then absolutely make the most of every piece. And then for this one here, we're going to cut, to begin with, 3 1.5 inch strips. So again, a little bit of selective editing. I'm going to do it from this side just here. So let's go ahead and do that 3 times. So 1 1.5. And I'm going to keep them, even though it's quite a bold pattern, you'll be able to get these back next to each other so the image actually flows, which is what I want. And this is our last one. So we got those 3 pieces. And then this one here, let's just see what this measures. So this is just under 4 inches. So let's make that 3 again, because we've got the little flower in this corner, so I'm going to take it off this side. Let's make this 3 3/4. We've got just that little piece there. And then we could pair this maybe with our strip possibly. And we can see what we're going to do with that piece there. So I'm going to move my trimmer. Let's bring back all of our pieces. So let's have a look at what we got. So we've got 2 pieces just here, which are going to be full card front panels, because I think it's nice to see that full design. Then we've got 3 pieces here. Sorry, so these ones were 5.5 inches by 3.5 inches. Now for my particular card base, I think I'm actually going to have to trim this down a little bit again. So it's going to be 5 1/4, but we'll see what happens with the cards. Then this one here, these are 3 inches by 1.5 inches. So we got 3 of those. We had this piece here is just over, slightly over 1 1/4 inch by the 5.5 inch there. Then we've got 2, which is 3 by 4 inches, and then we had this one left over, which was 3 3/4 by 3 inch. So we can make at least 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards with this sheet. Very little wastage, which is just this here at the moment. So you know, great one sheet wonder here to make the most of this patterned paper. And you know, with a little bit of selective editing of where we've cut, so from which sides we've cut, we've still got some of these really lovely flowers in here. So what I'm going to do now is I need to make some card bases. I'm going to cut some matte layers. So I'm going to pick out, there is a lot of blue in here. Now I sort of looked at it a little bit. I was thinking I might matte and layer it with some blue, but maybe I might pick up on that orange colour. So we'll see which colour I pick for that, and then we can go ahead and put our cards together. Okay, so here we have all of our pieces, and I've gone for, hopefully this is the right choice, but I've gone for a really nice bright orange here. Something just really sunny. The weather has been absolutely atrocious here in South Wales, so we thought we'd go for something really nice, bright and colourful. So what I'm going to do first of all is just simply glue all of our pieces here onto our mats and layers. All of these are 1/4 inch bigger in size, so this one is 3 by 4 inch, so a mat and layer is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, and I've done the same measurements for all of these pieces. Okay, so now we have all of our pieces. They have all been matted, and I think they do look really, really lovely. So let's start off with an easy one. We're just going to add these on, and then I'll show you the cards once I've had the sentiments on afterwards, because really this is just about showing you the papers, and then I've obviously just showing you how you can cut them up to create card bases. So what I think I'm actually going to do for these is, I mean, just how absolutely beautiful is that. We want to make sure we get it the right way up. Is I think I might add this with some foam tape. Okay, let's start with this one. So I'll take the backing off. Super, super easy cards. This is really letting all of the patterned paper do the work for you for these cards. So look at that. I just think that is such a beautiful card with that patterned paper on there. Again, I've gone with that really bright orange, but you could pick up any of these blue shades in here. But I think using the orange, it really doesn't take anything away from the patterned paper. It really lets you kind of focus in on that. So let's go ahead and get to the other full panel down. The other thing I really love about these as well is that every one of these cards are going to be different. So if each of them had this same full panel on it, it's not going to look the same at all, because the A4 sheet of paper, it's all different on there. You know, it's not a complete repeating pattern in that sense. But yeah, just super easy. I absolutely love this paper. I think they are really, really beautiful. So we'll pop those to one side. Let's go ahead and add some foam onto these pieces here. So this one is going to make a landscape card, and what we want to do here is make sure that we get our pattern back in place. So what you could do here is, so I could have literally just done this on one full piece of the orange cardstock rather than separating it. You could sort of work on the measurements a little bit more. I'm just seeing if we want to put this in the middle, because obviously the length is a little shorter than the width of our card. So I'm just seeing, do I want to have it up there? I'm thinking we'll just keep it nicely in the middle, I think. So we're going to start with the one side. So let's just turn it, and let's just do a rough. I think that looks about right. Then I'm going to do my outside, the other outside piece. So let's have a look, so we can eyeball this, and I do it this way round so that we can just put the centerpiece wherever it looks the most equal. So if these two pieces are ever so slightly off, then you can kind of bridge it with your middle piece here. Just like so. I absolutely love this one. You can of course change the sizes of this. This is just to give you an idea. This is just cutting up your cardstock to begin with, and then just some card layout. So you know, if you want this to fit properly on here, then of course you can adjust this with those sizes. But I really love just having that 3 panel. It's cutting up that panel there, so rather than it being a full panel like this one, it just makes it a little bit more interesting having it broken up with this one here. So that is our third card. Just bring it back in so you can see them. So we've got 4 pieces left now. So these are the 4 by 3 inches. So I'm pretty sure this one goes this way. So what I might do is something different with this one. So let's add some foam to the back of this. So I'm going to do something different with this one to the other one. So let's pop our foam on. We're going to add this as just a small panel towards the top. So leave us a little bit more white space at the bottom. Now, a really great way of filling up the white space, if you don't necessarily like that on your cards, is you could add, but you don't want to take anything away from your papers or anything like that, is you could add a piece of just white embossed cardstock behind here, and that won't draw any of the focus away, but it will stop you know, having sort of too much of those white gaps. So we've got that one there, that's card number 4. Absolutely love that one. So one of these is, so this is the shorter one, so this one is going to fit across here. So we're going to do the short one sideways because this is 4 inches across here. I love that card design. I think it's really, really lovely. So if you wanted to add these on flat, you could do that. I would then, if it was me, I would then pop my sentiments up on some foam as well. So just get this one a little straighter on here. So this is edge to edge. So I want to, actually we can do it. I'm gonna put it down like that. There we go, and that should give us that really nice edge to edge. I love that. So that is card number 5. We've got 2 pieces left. So I'm just wondering, do I want to have this on its own? I could actually turn this way, pop that in there, and we can literally just stamp a sentiment there, or we could pop both of these pieces together. Because there's not much going on. If there was a flower on there, I'd probably put that like that. But I think what I might actually do is just pop both of these on here together. I'm actually going to just glue this piece. And that is design number 6. So again, just a way of using up, again, just that like little scrap piece you've got on there, and again just trying to come up with a couple of different card layouts. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the sentiments on these, and I'll come back and then we'll just have a look at the completely finished card. Okay, so here is our finished cards. So the sentiment has come from this stamp set here. This is Creative Craft Products, and this is the All Occasion DL Background Combo Sentiment Stamp Set. And I've gone with just All Birthday, and we've got 3 different sentiments from that pack. So I've just glued these flat down. I have added some Nuvo drops. This is Duck Egg Blue. Just to add a little bit of something to the cards. Certainly these 2 here, where you have a little bit more of that white space. You can't sort of see them too much when you look at, you know, you sort of stand back from the cards, but when you look at them, it just adds something a little extra to the cards themselves. I absolutely love this paper. I think it is so beautiful. I really hope that you guys love them too. So the Nuvo drops are still a little bit wet, so I'm just gonna, carefully try not to put my hand in it. So these were the 2 full front panels, and yeah, they just make really cracking front cards. So easy to make. If you need to make a whole bunch of them, these are going to be absolutely the perfect kinds of cards. Just add in a sentiment, and that's really all there is to it on those. So these ones measured, I did have to cut the height down, but these ones do end up measuring 5 1/4 by 3 3/4 wide. Then we had this one here. So I know one of them was slightly shorter, but I just can't remember which one it was. So this one here is 3 inches by 4 inches. Just try not to put my ruler in those Nuvo drops, but again, just a really simple panel on there, and I do like having that little bit of white space. Then we've got this one here, whoops, we've got this one here, which is the 3 panels. These are 1.5 inches by 3 inches. Again, if we can get away with making them slightly taller, maybe if we could do it, I don't know, maybe 3.25 inches might be a little bit better to fill up that space. And that 1.5 I think is absolutely perfect. And again, then we just got a little bit of white space around, which I still think looks really, really nice. Then we had this one here. So this was the other 3 by 4 inch panel here, and just by adding that matte layer we can get it to go all the way across the front of the card. Again, another piece that I do like. Maybe I could have swapped it for this card just so we had something a little bit extra going on this panel, considering that is the only thing. So you know, you can play around with the pieces that you've got and see what, you know, is going to work for which design the best. And then this one here, just using up our strips. That was essentially just a leftover piece. This is quite a common sort of layout for One Sheet Wonders because it is using a couple of extra pieces. So I think this one here was the different size. That one is 3 inches by 3.75 inches. So this one is a slightly different size to these 2 panels here, but again, still a really beautiful card there. So this is the brand new Bold Flowers A4 paper pad that is available to purchase now. And then this is the A4 One Sheet Wonder that we've done, just showing you how you can use some of these papers. Obviously there's tons of different ways to use them, but you guys really seem to like the One Sheet Wonders that I do, so I thought this was a great way of really letting the papers actually sort of speak for themselves. There will be links to this in the description box down below for you guys to check out. So that is going to be it for this video, so please do head over to my shop to take a look at these papers, and I hope that you enjoy that A4 One Sheet Wonder as well. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks very much for watching and happy crafting.